Hello friends, this is Bernard, I'm the spiritual counselor. Welcome back to Practical Wisdom for Victory. We started a series some seasons ago regarding how to engage the enemy and obtain victory. It is our place, it is our authority to have victory. The Bible says we should not be ignorant of the devices of the enemy, lest he has advantage over us. When we come to this platform to teach some of those things we teach, particularly for those of us who follow us on Instagram as spiritual counselor, we are not teaching these things to make people to begin to feel pompous, like, oh, I've got spiritual knowledge, I know what. No. We are teaching this to expose the devices of the enemy, such that we know how to tackle them. You see, once you do not know the antics of a masquerade, you would never know how to capture it whilst it's dancing. And so the Bible says we should not be ignorant. And so we started this series on few minutes of practical wisdom for victory, because I realized that there are lots of persons who get testimonies probably on different platforms. You could go to some YouTube thing, they could introduce certain spiritual processes, you carry them out, and God gives to you genuine testimony. But seasons after, you realize that you cannot pinpoint what has happened to your testimonies. There are spirits who feast on miracles. There are spirits, that is why you can have deliverance today, and by tomorrow morning you are wondering what is happening. I was the one that was delivered. Things were doing well at some point. What has happened to my life? And the Bible says, wage a good warfare with your prophecy. And so this series is to equip us with the requisite knowledge, with the necessary information. And also, the last time we talked about how to use water alligator prayer. Today we want to talk about, maybe you are someone who prays at night, at midnight. You have a culture. This process is majorly for those who have a culture of praying at specific times of the night. On Instagram, we did a live session where we talked about the spiritual interpretation and the mystery of the different watches of the day. The hour 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., what it signified. The hour 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., the hour 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. We talked about the different watches of the day and their spiritual connotations and the spiritual processes to do about that time. That was on Instagram. If you're not following us, kindly go and follow us on Instagram at Spiritual Counselor. So if you are someone whom you pray probably by 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. or 3 a.m., one day we'll see if we can teach some of those things here. This process is practically for you. And so you will need a bottle of extra virgin olive oil. And you will also need honey. Strive as much as possible. Let it be original honey. So you will need honey for this process. You will drop a little quantity of the honey. And also a little quantity of the extra virgin olive oil, just small. And you would mix it. That's it. Prior to when you will be beginning your spiritual prayer, that is when you will have need for this. You prepare. You could prepare this and keep, or you could decide to prepare it at each point, at each day or each time that you'll be doing. This one does not have any day. You can do it 5 days, 10 days. If you pray every day, you can do it every day. You just make this mixture. You make this. This is a spiritual seal. I have told us severally here on YouTube and also on Instagram that the Almighty has given man the knowledge by which the combination of some of these items initiate or invent another instrument in the spirit realm. For instance, when you drop a little quantity of honey into a bottle of olive oil, or you drop a little quantity of honey and mix it with alligator pepper, the combination, the fusion of those two items or those two elements, there is an aura that it initiates in the spirit realm. Never you forget this. When you take, that is why you see people say, I did this prayer with coconut water and I washed my face and I did a prayer. That particular thing, that the fusion of those things that you did was an invention of an instrument in the spirit realm. This is the LCM of these things. The Bible talked about man that was formed from the dust. The Bible said God created man from the dust of the earth. He made man. But was he breathed upon man, man became a living thing. So man is a constituent of the dust and the breath of God. When you take water, why do you think we don't want to go into that? But I want you to understand that once you wake up in the morning, you take water and you mix it with soap and you wash your face. That particular, if you are using it for a spiritual process, that particular fusion, please understand this thing, is an instrument in the spirit realm. And if you know how to use this instrument well, this is what these guys in the other side, this is what they do. Someone wants to hurt someone, so he goes to buy things that are very bitter. And he goes to the T-junction or to a crossroad and he pours those things there and he makes pronouncement. The combination of those items he has gathered has become a weapon in the spirit realm, either for good or for evil. And that is why the Bible says, for no weapon formed against you. So weapons are to be formed. So these things you have manufactured now, this olive oil and this honey, has become an instrument in the spirit realm. Should you now know how to go about applying this instrument, then it becomes either a weapon unto honor for you or unto dishonor. Understand this practically, because we're talking about this series is on practical wisdom. It is wonderful when they tell us theory on things, but it is best when we have a practical knowledge of these things. And so you will get this thing, you mix it, and you apply it on your knee. I can't put it now because of my clothes. Apply it on your knee. Apply it on your forehead. You apply it on your forehead, apply it on your knee. Prior to when you are going to be making prayer, you can also apply it on your tongue. Then you will pray. Anything you say during I don't know what you want to pray, but I am giving you a signature on how to enforce the decrees of your prayer. You see, when someone writes a check and there is no signature, that check is invalid. But when there is a signature placed upon that check, it becomes a force that must be honored. These are signatures in the spirit realm. Till I come your way again, this is Benedict, the spiritual counselor. Bye for now.